Y'all, I'm in what we in the industry call a reading slump. I'm slumping. You might be like, Avery, what's up with this weird ass angle? And that's a great question. It really comes down to the fact that I don't want to set up a tripod. I'm on the floor, and this is the angle that we get when I set this on one of my tables. So that's why we're at this angle. Wait, this is so bad. Oh my gosh. My desk is a mess. My bed's not made. I just got a shoe there in the floor. But you know what? That's the mindset, okay? And you might be like, why are you in a reading slump? And that's a good question. There's a few reasons why I think I'm in a reading slump. The first one is that I don't think I'm reading anything right now that like is super interesting, so I'm just not like into it. I told myself I was gonna make this video about reading nonfiction books, and I only picked literally three books, guys. I read the first one. It's called Vincent and Theo, and actually really liked it a lot. And then I went on to read the second one, Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, and I could not get into it. Well, I mean, I got like 70 pages into it, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna DNF this one. And I was like, maybe I'll try. There's a fly in my room. And I was like, maybe I'll like the third one. But I was just looking at it and I was like, I don't want to read this. And so I think that reading that boring nonfiction book kind of put me into the slump, because I'm like, ugh. It felt like work to read it, and I hate that. The last book I really enjoyed was It Ends With Us, and I finished that like the first week of June, so it's been a minute since I've read a book that I really liked. And because I'm ahead of my Goodreads reading goal, I haven't felt like I needed to read, because I'm like 5 books ahead, but it's slowly going down. I was 6, now I'm 5. I'm probably gonna be 4 books ahead soon. I need to get back into reading. I need to read something that I'm excited about. My hold on Libby for Hamnet became available like last week, so I borrowed that. And I started reading it, and I'm like 20% of the way through it, and I'm enjoying it, but I'm not just like really obsessed with it. It's not like I have to keep reading it so much. So that's kind of put me in a slump too. I'm like, where did all the good books go? I've also just been really into like watching TV, which I am not usually into, in movies. Like, I do like TV and movies, but I'm not like a big TV and movies watcher. And I just watched The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I know is like something exciting here on BookTube, but I never read the books for that, so I don't feel like, you know, my comments are worthwhile because I just watched the TV show and enjoyed it. I'm Team Jeremiah. I don't know if that's crazy. You can hash it out in the comments. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like not interested in reading anything. And I have tried to figure out what I should do to get over this reading slump. At first I thought maybe I should read like a middle grade book that I have that I got a few weeks ago. That sounds really cute. And I thought, you know, that would just be fun, easy read. Maybe that'll help get me out of my slump. I also had my hold come off for this other book on Libby called Less. Let me give you a synopsis. So it's called Less by Andrew Sean Greer. A struggling novelist travels the world to avoid an awkward wedding. Which, that sounds funny. Who says you can't run away from your problems? You're a failed novelist about to turn 50. A wedding invitation arrives in the mail. Your boyfriend of the past 9 years is engaged to someone else. You can't say yes, it would be too awkward. But you can't say no, it would look like defeat. On your desk are a series of invitations to half-baked literary events around the world. Question: how do you arrange to skip town? Answer: you accept them all. What could possibly go wrong? Arthur will almost fall in love in Paris, almost fall to his death in Berlin, barely escape to a Moroccan ski chalet from a Saharan sandstorm, accidentally book himself as the only writer in residence at a Christian retreat center in southern India. The synopsis goes on and on, but that sounds really cute, right? Look at the cover. That's super cute. Like, it looks intriguing to me. Sounds like it's probably funny. He's traveling to lots of countries, different places. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm gonna give that one a go. But that's where I'm at currently. Are you in a reading slump? I hope you are. I mean, I don't hope you are, but I hope you are, so that we can have this solidarity together. I don't know why I love to read, but right now nothing is striking my fancy. Wow, that was atrocious. I'm sorry for that. So I think that I'm going to maybe start reading less. I mean, you know, not reading less, but like reading less. And I'm gonna see if that grabs my attention. I really hope it does, because I'm about sick of this slump. I'm about sick of it. I want to pick up a book and just be enthralled. Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. You're here to watch the process of this reading slump. Is she gonna come out of it? That is the million-dollar question. Comment your prediction down below. Okay, so I'm about 8% of the way into Less, and I'm really liking it so far. I think this may be the book to pull me out of the slump. He's going to New York, and then to Mexico, and then Italy, and Morocco, and India, and Japan, and he's just like going all over the world, like doing fun adventures, and I'm like so excited to keep reading this. It just seems like it's gonna be like super fun, and I really like the writing style. It's like very casual. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like super fun to read, and so I'm really liking that so far. I'm going to make dinner. Come along. You know, it's not the most healthy dinner in the world, but it's also not the least healthy dinner in the world, and that is good enough for me. Okay, I just ate and did the dishes like a good little roommate, so I'm excited to go back to reading. I have a feeling this vlog might be stupid because I'm like reading slump, and now I'm like really enjoying this book, and I feel like it's just gonna pull me right out of the reading slump. So a little anticlimactic, but that's fine. I'm glad to be reading something good than to read something that won't pull me out of the reading slump just for more content. Okay, so feeling a little confused, I just realized that the narrator of this book is not the main character. I've been a little, like, I just thought it was a stylistic choice because it would switch between like third person and first person, but I just thought that it was Arthur talking about himself in the first person, but then also in third person. But the narrator just described an experience where he met Arthur. So now I'm like realizing it's a different person than him. And so now I'm like wondering who the narrator is. If you've read this book and like literally I caught on super late, maybe I'm just dumb. Like maybe I'm really just stupid. So I'm watching UnCarly's new video, which is my favorite books of all time. Hey girl, love you. And look what she has on here. Less. I know it's going to be a good one. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far, so that's also why I know it's going to be a good one. But I trust her opinion on literally everything that exists. So feeling good about it. Also, it is the winner of the Pulitzer. I think I forgot to mention that earlier, so that's also a good sign. So feeling excited. Hey y'all, so it is, what time is it? 10:50 p.m. It's the second day. Also, this clip will be going in and out of focus, so just, I don't know. And I haven't read a single word today, but it is because, well, I slept in, and then I spent so much of today working on my choose your own book adventure video that has recently been published on my channel. It took me like hours to do that video, so please watch it. I think it's really fun and I'm really excited about it. It's like probably one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. So please watch it because I think it's super cool and you can like pick your own book. But that has been a big part of my day today. And I did some other things in between that didn't allow for me to read much. But I'm going to hop into that bed and read some more of Less. I am really enjoying it. I just literally didn't really have much time during the day today to read. So I'm gonna read some more tonight and then turn in. It's been a pretty uneventful day for the vlog today, but it be like that sometimes. So a few days ago, I went to Goodwill to drop off some things, and I was like, let's browse the books because I have no self-control. And I got two things I just wanted to show you, give a little mini haul. The first one is Dreaming in Chinese by Deborah Fallows, Mandarin Lessons in Life, Love, and Language. And it's about this woman, Deborah, who moves to Shanghai, I believe, where she lives in both Shanghai and Beijing. And it's about her learning Mandarin, and it's kind of like lessons about life through learning a language and then not understanding certain things and like having funny run-ins where you learn about a culture based on the way they say things. And it's about her experience doing that. And it just seems really interesting because that's like, I don't know, I think it's really interesting how languages like affect the way we think. Also inside of the book was a postcard from Sacré-Cœur in Paris, and I was like, wow, I love that. It's kind of old, it looks like. And then the other thing I got, I will probably make a video about, and that is Dollhouse by Kourtney Kim and Khloe Kardashian. I had no idea they wrote a book, let's be real. They probably came up with the concept and a ghostwriter wrote the entire thing. But it is basically a fiction novel, but it's about three sisters named Camille, Cassidy, and Kyle, all spelled with a K, and they basically become famous like reality stars just like the Kardashians, and it's about, you know, their lives. And I'm just like, this is gonna be so bad, but I want to make a video about it. I read more of less last night. I really like this book so far. I'm going to try to finish it today. It's 1 o'clock right now. I've been applying to jobs for the majority of this morning because I'm unemployed. One thing about this book that I think is really interesting that I haven't like experienced with a lot of books, I don't feel like, is that I find myself reading something and then just like looking up and thinking either about it or about something in my own life that I feel like relates to it. And like I feel like my mind wanders a lot from this book into my own life, like situations in my own life, and it's just been, not that it's relatable, but I feel like I relate to certain experiences that he's had. And so that's just been like really interesting, is I'll read a sentence and then like a minute later I'll go back to reading because my mind will just have wandered into, I don't know, situations about my own life or just thoughts. It's really nice. It's a pleasant experience to like read and then really like think about something and feel like you understand or relate. So yeah, that's been kind of something that I've been going through with this book, and I like it. Okay, you guys, it is 10:30 p.m. I am 72% of the way through the book, and I'm going to try to finish it. I'm outside in the hammock. I'm going to try to finish it before I get out of this hammock. Hopefully I can do that. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm really enjoying it, so I'm hoping like this last bit will go by pretty quickly. And yeah, that's the plan. I'll let you know if I actually successfully accomplish that. Okay, you guys, it's the next morning. I stayed true to my word and I didn't get out of the hammock until I finished the book. It was like right at midnight that I finished. And I will definitely say I think that this book got me out of my reading slump. I really enjoyed reading it, and it just evoked so many emotions in me. Not even emotions, but like, I don't know what. It just has this je ne sais quoi. I gave it 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed all of the different places that he visited, and it really gave me the longing to travel the world, which, you know, is something that I pretty much always want to do, but this book definitely did not help because it was just super fun reading about all of his different experiences in different countries, meeting different people. I also noticed that as I was reading it on my Kindle, I was highlighting so many great quotes, and there were just so many like one-liners that was just like, dang, that was good. So I decided I'm going to read some of them to you. None of them have any spoilers in them because they're mainly just like musings about life. Strange though, because he's afraid of everything, nothing is harder than anything else. Taking a trip around the world is no more terrifying than buying a stick of gum, the daily dose of courage. It's just kind of like a nice sentiment that If there are little things that you are constantly anxious about or afraid of, but you do them on a daily basis, then you can also do big things that are hard because you've just been practicing. Another good one that was just short, but this one hit me like a freaking punch to the throat. People who never met you can't love you. And I feel like, especially in today's world, when we are just surrounded by so many different like people on the internet, and it's so easy to look at somebody's life and them having a large following and think, oh my gosh, that's so awesome, there's so many people who love them and want to watch their content, and it can make you want that for yourself. I know I felt that either with my channel or even just in other aspects of my life. It's really, really very humbling to remember, like, those people are not truly loved by all of their followers. They're only truly loved by the people who know them. And so it doesn't matter that the Kardashians have millions of people who follow them and like to watch their shows. No one really loves the Kardashians except for their family and friends. And that's the same with you and any other human being in the world. So I just thought that was like a very good reminder that just because someone has a following online doesn't mean that like you're missing out on like tons of like love, because it's not a real love. It's more of an admiration for somebody else. And I just really liked that. It was a good reminder. Here's another one. He kisses, how do I explain it, like someone in love, like he has nothing to lose, like someone who has just learned a foreign language and can only use the present tense and only the second person. Only now, only you. Like, that's enough to pull me out of a reading slump on its own. That is so good. Like, so much of this book is just filled with like these lines, and you're like, ugh, you need to take a second and process it. Another great one. Two boys, arms around each other. To Les, it seems so foreign. It makes him sad. In his world, he never sees straight men doing this. Just as a gay couple cannot walk hand in hand down the streets of Marrakesh, he thinks two men, best friends, cannot walk hand in hand down the streets of Chicago. They cannot sit on a dune like these teenagers and watch a sunset in each other's embrace. Just a little slight comment on toxic masculinity, just sprinkled in there so casually. Like, this book is so good. I really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend this book. It definitely pulled me out of my reading slump. I feel excited to start something else, whereas in the past, these other books I've been finishing, I haven't been feeling that way, but now I am. Thanks for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're in a reading slump, you can get out of it. Pick up a book that just sounds interesting to you. Don't pick up something because it's been on your TBR forever or because everyone else likes it and it's a classic and everyone says it's good, blah, 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 blah. Pick up a book that literally just sounds interesting to you because of the summary on the back, because that is what is going to pull you out of your reading slump. Sometimes I feel like I get caught up in reading what I think I should be reading, and it causes me to miss out on just reading for pleasure, which is really the point of reading, you know? Thanks so much for watching this vlog. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps the algorithm. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Leave a comment down below on what is your go-to book to pull you out of a reading slump. Like, what would you suggest to somebody else who feels like they're in a reading slump? Thanks for sticking through me. Thanks for sticking through this with me. I really appreciate it. Y'all are some day ones, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.